What's up, guys? First and foremost, RIP to Earnie Shavers. He just passed away, and we definitely got to pay our respects to the legend. I'm Joey KO. This is Mixed Martial Mike, and here we go. Basically, Earnie Shavers is a Hall of Famer who had about 30-year boxing career. He's considered one of the hardest punchers. He knocked a lot of guys out, fought in some high-profile fights against Muhammad Ali, being the biggest, and also fought Larry Holmes multiple times, Ken Norton, Jimmy Young multiple times, and just had a great career. And we definitely wanted to make a tribute and definitely show respects. What's your take on a legendary Earnie Shavers?
Well, unfortunately, I wasn't alive to see his prime in person. I never got to see a fight live. But because of this tragic news, I've had a chance to look up his career. And this is something that I love about boxing. The history is so large, it's so huge that there's some fighters that you just simply have never heard of. And I've heard you speak on him for so many years. Talk about power, talk about the people he's fought. So it's wonderful to see what he's accomplished. 76% knockout percentage I was able to see. And he fought, like you said, Ken Norton, Larry Holmes, Muhammad Ali. So, of course, he's an absolute legend. And there's so many other guys that I didn't even realize were so good, like Ken Norton in that era. So he falls within that there were so many other blockbuster fighters, I would say, that I've never really heard of him, and I'm a little younger than you, so it's...
Well, you do hear him mentioned in a lot of boxing documentaries, heavyweight documentaries of that era.
I've heard his name.
Yeah, you're definitely going to hear his name a lot because he was in the mix, and, you know, obviously be in the mix in that era, which is probably the best era for heavyweight boxing, during the time that the greatest Ali ruled. He fought everybody and has probably the best resume in boxing history. And Earnie Shavers was definitely in the mix during that time. So you're not going to hear him mentioned as much as Muhammad Ali. But whenever you mention Muhammad Ali, you do hear all these great names next to Muhammad Ali because he fought all the top rivals. And this is
Ali, yeah, to your point, Muhammad Ali wouldn't be considered great if his opponents weren't great.
It wasn't like this day and age where, you know, you don't get guys fighting the best. Ali fought the top guys. So when you're talking about the 70s and early 80s, people don't, you know, because the 80s was, you know, not the best for the heavyweight division. It was still a good era. But the 70s, that was like Ron Lyle. You're talking about.
And he had like a huge streak
of Frazier. Yeah.
Huge knockout streak he had.
I think at one point he probably had over 30 straight or something like that. Close to 30
straight. Yeah, it was so crazy. It was a crazy amount. When he won, he knocked you out most of the time.
It was a comeback.
76% of the time.
Even if he's losing a fight, he was dangerous late in the fight and can pull it off.
From what I could ascertain, I could see that he was an aggressive fighter. He came forward. He had a sharp right hand. It didn't appear he was the fastest heavyweight, but he must have had a good chin. If you're saying that he could still knock you out later in the fight as well, which becomes key to heavyweight.
He was tough.
If you could keep power late in a heavyweight fight, because heavyweight fights don't last long, you know. Usually, you know, what's the average heavyweight fight? I would say it's the lowest out of all the divisions.
Yeah, definitely. You get the most knockouts. The bigger guys, they always get more knockouts. But
absolutely,
definitely give us your take on this legend. You know, please comment, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Peace out, y'all.